Hi everybody, it's Becca Pati. Namaste. I'm so grateful to spend this time with you. It feels like forever since I have posted a YouTube video specifically for asana. And so today was the day I was like, I am doing this. And I think many of you can relate to those ebbs and flows. You know, I've been on social media for really not that long, but about 5 years, maybe 6 years. And, I think one can kind of burn out from it, right? Like, especially if you're posting and you're advertising and you're putting up some great blogs and you're trying to inspire and feel inspired. And it can be a little bit daunting and overwhelming. And even as a yoga teacher, and I love the practice of meditation and asana and movement and breath, but there is like that ebb and flow. I've had a lot going on in the last few years, and, maybe all of you can be like, yeah, me too. And I get that. And so I've really just taken a bit of a step back. It's almost like I just didn't have time, to really donate to putting into videos that I could share. And so certainly my apologies. My schedule is shifting, and I'm deliberately doing that so I can become more connected with you. So today's practice, I suppose, is dedicated to the idea of allowing ourselves to flow and to be okay with the highs and the lows, especially when it's not going exactly as we had planned. And that's tough, right? Because most of us, especially if you do yoga or you have some type of discipline that you want to be doing regularly and you move away from it for a little while, all of a sudden we can start having negative self-talk. We can start feeling guilty that we haven't, got on our mats or been to a yoga class or done something as self-care. And there's that beating up, right? So it's like, well, why the fuck am I not like getting on my mat? Why can't I pull it together? I know I've got shit going on, but so does everybody else. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm just asking that if you haven't stepped on your mat for a little while, take a deep breath, and it's okay. It's honestly okay. It doesn't actually matter. And I'm not saying it doesn't matter because your mind and your body certainly do need a little bit of yoga and some other disciplines that are nurturing to your soul. But it's okay because you're fucking human. And I'm human. And you can't do everything perfectly. You are absolutely not meant to be that way, but more a dynamic, organic individual who makes mistakes and who falls off and gets back on and falls out and gets back on. And that's the ebb and flow of life. So give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back today for possibly even opening up this video, even if you're not planning on getting on your mat. Maybe you just store it to the side and we'll get together when we get together. But for those of you who are wanting to step on your mat today, let's look at our practice a little bit less about the perfectionism of the postures and more so about the feel of them. This is not really a beginner class, but you can certainly, if you know your own modifications, do that. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll just see where it flows today. Really sitting in that organic space of allowing our bodies and minds to do what they need to do in this moment. So it's all about listening and forgiving and letting go. There's no guilt, there's no shame. So let's go. Here we go. So here we are onto our mats. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of latitude with the legs if you need, widening them out slightly into Tadasana, or you can bring the toes to touch a little bit closer if that feels just a little easier on your body. And allow the shoulders to roll up and back a couple of times so you can actually feel, just getting that gentle movement. And so I would suggest maybe doing a few sun salutations before going into this next session so that your body's sort of open and ready to go, okay? So taking the toes closer, or again, where you need them, inhaling, the arms rise up towards the sky. And your palms can come to touch and you'll drag them down and towards the heart space. And then inhale, rise your arms up towards the sky. Once again, maybe shifting the gaze, palms touch, and again, moving that energy down into the heart space. Let's take an inhale, arms rise, both of them come up towards the ceiling. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand down towards your hip. Lift up on an inhale, so it's like the whole side body elevates, and then you're taking it over towards the left. And so we're giving ourselves just that little extra movement for a side body stretch. Nice and easy. So if you notice, yes, you have your right arm, I have my left. I'm mirroring you so we can all be going in the same direction. And then take an inhale, both arms rise up towards the ceiling. Maybe take the gaze, elevate the heart, and slowly come back to neutral and gently lower down your right arm. Taking an inhale, lengthening up through the left arm, and exhale, over we go towards the side. So again, you might notice that, if you're dropping in towards the right side, pick up the side body and go longer. Rather than here, think about lengthening. Okay, so that we have this really nice openness of heart. Bring yourself all the way back to center. Reach the arms up, open up a little bit further, palms to touch. Exhale, take it to Uttanasana, forward fold. So maybe here, you bend your knees a little bit, dropping through the head. You can tent up your fingertips for a little bit more space in the spine. Finding what it feels good to do for you. If you're used to doing the same thing all the time, don't do that. Express yourself a little differently so that your body gets used to doing a variety of movements. Let's take an inhale. You can either slide your hands up on your shins, half lift. If you have a bit more space, it's peace fingers to floor, and then send your heart forward. Exhale again, forward fold. Good. Inhale to a half lift, lengthen up part way. Fingertips to the floor, bend your knees. It's a big step left foot. So take the legs slowly to the back of the mat. Fingertips draw back. Back knee lowers down to the floor. Take the look up, point away the toes. Inhale, reaching your arms up towards the sky. So let's exhale, lower down our shoulders, allowing the hands to reach back, bowing to self. Inhale, when you're ready, you'll rise. Just warming up the spine a little bit more. Even if you've done some sun salutations, we don't need to go so fast. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling and hold it out here into a little mini heart opener. Maybe finding some buoyancy in through the thighs, really grounding down through the front side of the big toe mound there. And then palms come all the way to touch. Let's take it simply over towards the right side. Left arm goes to the outer edge, and take your right arm and express it back behind you. If that's too challenging on your shoulder, just place the hand to the low back. If you would like the deeper variation of palms touching and allowing there to be that prayer twist, that was a little bit of a mouthful, prayer twist. Just give yourself permission to do that, or take the arm exactly where it was before. One more big breath in. And then take yourself all the way to center. Bring the arms up to the sky, lengthen. Palms come all the way down towards the floor. Tuck your back toes under and slide your back knee all the way up to where your right foot is. So you end up dropping down, having your knee and your foot in the same line. Right fingertips behind. Inhale, up goes your left arm. And exhale, the elbow, or however you see fit, needs to hug onto the right knee. And can you just notice that we're not doing that with the leg? You're keeping it open so your heart can expand up and around to see how that feels. But again, if you have a sore knee, don't worry about this perfectionism, right? Like, Becca's doing it like this, I want to do the same thing. Fuck that shit. Do what you need to do. Come on forward. Maybe you got to do a different modification, right? It doesn't matter. Allow your yoga to be about you, certainly not about me. And then bring it all the way back to center. Let your fingertips come down, warrior three. Right leg is down, left leg is elevated. So we're moving to some cat-cows. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, round and curl, nose towards knee. Inhale, send the left leg back and the gaze goes forward. Exhale, round and curl, nose towards knee. And let's stand. Inhale, send the leg up, open up the heart. Maybe, you start to slide your hands up onto the shins. Hold there. If you've got the extra space, you'll wing the arms out to the side, draw them further towards the face so you've got a long spine. Holding here for 3, holding here for 2, holding here for 1. Gently allow the hands to come down towards the floor. And again, bring both of the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale to a half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, palms flat or fingertips or hands on ankles. Inhale again to a half lift. Beautiful. Fingertips come down towards the floor and just notice how this feels. Could you possibly step it back to an upper push-up with your fingertips? If that's too aggressive, don't do it. Drop down onto your palms, okay? I'm just working a little bit through the pads of the fingers, holding here. So we want to puff up. Notice we're not here. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna come up, okay? So maybe you can just start to sway a little side to side. I promise we're not gonna hold here, but yes, it's gonna generate a little bit of heat. Little side to side movements. One more big breath in. Hold there. Your fingertips might get sore. That's okay. Then gently drop one palm, then the other, and send yourself into downward facing dog. So downward dogs are done so many different ways. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do yours, but definitely index. Really allow the index, the thumb, and the pinky side of the hand to be very rooted into the floor. Could you broaden out the upper back so you're not squeezing your shoulder blades together? You're actually doing the opposite, taking the upper arms away from your face. Bend the knees and settle the hips back a little bit further. Draw the core in. Wave your spine forward, upper push-up position. Inhale to here. Exhale, option to the floor or through chaturanga. It's just 90 degrees. Be buoyant, point the toes away, roll back your shoulders and lift up. Yeah, you got it. Okay, send it back into downward facing dog. When you're ready, you'll take an inhale, right leg rises to the sky. Good. Take the gaze forward in one step or as many as you need. You're stepping up, right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Nice. Yeah, okay. So kind of the same thing when we were on the floor or on our knee, I should say. Palms come all the way to touch. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow goes to the outer edge of your right knee. So maybe you can take the gaze behind you. If you have a deeper variation, feel free. You can also lower down your fingertips to the floor as you rise up your right hand towards the ceiling. That's the right hand up, left hand down. Nice. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly draw the gaze back to center. Palms can come to touch. You'll bring yourself upright into crescent lunge. Rise the arms high. Keep the core in so you're so strong. Breath is inhaling here. Exhaling, hands come down towards the floor. Extended upper push-up right leg. Take the leg up and back, hold. Exhale through chaturanga or chin drop. So you're dropping your chin to the floor. Notice elbows in. Point away your right toes, left toes lift on up and bring it back into downward facing dog. So we're getting back into the swing of things if you haven't been on your mat before, or not necessarily before, but in a while. So just notice, what do you need to do to modify? This isn't a competition. Give yourself the freedom to kind of drop out, come back in, go to child's pose, take it slow. Good, one more big breath in. Good, you'll take the gaze forward when you're ready. It doesn't matter how you get there. You take a hop or a little step or whatever you need up to the top of the mat. Inhale, you can draw your palms to your shins, half lift, or again, peace fingers to floor, okay? Nice, exhale, forward fold. Come to standing with me, let's rise. Big inhales, exhales. Nice, inhale, reach up the arms. Exhale, fold down forward. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, take your fingertips to the earth. Eventually, your right leg goes all the way to the back of the mat. Lower down your back knee, point the toes away if that's accessible. Then take an inhale, rise the arms up to the sky. Good, we're moving dynamically with breath. Okay, inhale to here. Exhale, shoulder forward, tap the left knee, arms reach back. Inhale, rise. Fully exalt the heart, fingertips stretching up. What are we reaching for? Exhale, bowing to the internal wisdom, giving ourselves permission to be free, to be authentic, to be real. Inhale, arms rise. Last time, here we are. So hold it out. Maybe fingertips reach up a little higher. Maybe you sit down a little bit further in your hips, or you come up. Imagine that, backing up from a pose. Yeah, let's do that, right? It's okay. All right, fingertips down towards the floor. Eventually, you'll tuck your back toes under, lift up the back knee, and send your shin all the way to the top of the mat. You've got your left knee, right? One's pointing forward, one's up. Left fingertips behind, inhale, up goes your arm. You've got those options, right? The knee is not here, it's here, okay? And then start to wrap around the gaze towards the back shoulder. So if you're comfortable with Ujjayi breath, feel free to move there. Otherwise, it's Samavriti, and I'm sure you understand, but it's equal inhales, equal exhales, right? So just smooth and easy. I use usually Samavriti in most of my poses, except if I'm doing something quite strong, then I'll use Ujjayi, okay? So take the gaze forward. Fingertips come all the way down to the floor. Little 1, 2, 3, warrior 3. Take the leg up. All right, a bit of cat-cow here. Are you coming with me or you're staying as is? Inhale, hold. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, send the right leg back. Exhale. Inhale, send the leg back. Last time, exhale, draw it in. Inhale, send the leg all the way back. Now take your right thigh again to the back of the mat. We're working to a twist. Your back knee lowers down. I promise I didn't forget it. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms to touch. And you can take your right arm to the outer edge of your leg. Take your left arm, reach it all the way back behind you. So again, if you prefer the variation of the palms touching, go there and then lift your heart. Otherwise, you're going to spread out your arms. Nice, one more big breath in here. And then bring it all the way back to center. Can you reach both arms straight back up to the sky? And exhale, lower the fingertips down to the floor. Step up to the top of the mat. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, rise. We lengthen it up. And we bring ourselves down. Hands to heart space. Inhale, rise the arms up to the sky. Exhale, take it to a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Nice. Exhale, slowly. Fingertips come down to the floor. Step it back again. Right foot only to the back of the mat, taking it through your three-limbed upper push-up. Your left leg rises in the air. Palms touch. Exhale, down, chaturanga or chin drop. Inhale, point away your toes. Rise the heart space up, up, up. And take it back into downward facing dog. All right, so pedaling out your feet a little bit. Take an inhale, left leg rises up to the sky. Gaze it forward, step it up, left foot all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, when you're ready, you take the rise. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. Nice, all right, so hanging out here. Allowing your hips to be quite neutral, almost rolling back your left hip a little bit further. Then palms can make their way into the heart space, and you can take the deeper twist. So palms come to touch, the gaze goes over top of the back shoulder, right? And then just notice maybe if it's a bit more, if you got more openness, right? You start to draw your right arm down and your left arm reaches up. That's pretty advanced, or you might find that that's too much for digestion. Maybe you ate a lot of breakfast or dinner right now and you're like, ugh. So just kind of check in with that. And let's bring it all the way back to center. So eventually, palms can come back, really noticing how it feels to move slowly in space so we don't lose our balance, right? Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Step it back, upper push-up position. Hold it out here, inhale. Exhale through chaturanga or floor. Rise, upward dog cobra. Take it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg rises to the sky. Exhale, gaze it forward, step it up to the top of the mat. Take your left hand where it is, or fingertips, and start to sweep open right hand to the sky. Nice. Inhale, holding here. Exhale, take your hand all the way to the inside edge of your front foot. Walk your foot out a little bit. Allow your back foot to scooch away from you. Take left fingertips wide, drop down right shoulder, and send your fingertips to either side, dipping the hips further to the floor, and possibly letting your head hang down a little bit. If this is too aggressive, take your back knee to the floor, or you can really feel the power in your back heel pushing towards the back. And if you've got more space, squeeze everything in and take flight. Let your fingertips reach right and left. Good. When you're ready, palms come all the way down. You'll still keep your right arm to the outer edge. So you've created a table with the upper part of your arm, okay? So some of you will just simply pull the belly in, lift up, and take your right toes in. For those of you who want to fly a little bit, you'll take your leg out to the side, point it, eventually maybe moving the arms slightly so it's in a better position, and lean forward, chaturanga. If you've got a little more, you lean forward and you elevate up your back leg. Hold here for 3. Hold here for 2. Hold here for 1. Drop down left toes. Take your right toes up in the air behind you. Gaze forward, step it up right foot to the top of the mat. Whew. Okay. Take your back foot gently flat to the floor. It's heel to heel. So notice you can still see my toes, so I'm not here, right? I'm still here. And even further over, left side. Inhale, bring your arms up. Good, so we have right leg forward, left leg back, sit it down, pull the belly in, arms are nice and long. Beautiful. For 3. Slow down the breath for 2. And then for 1, slowly straighten out through the front thighs. See how that feels. Lean on forward, Trikonasana. So take your left or right hand down to the inside edge of your right leg. So try not to do that, right? Lift up first, then spiral open. So you see how my top shoulder rolls back, and then my left arm can go straight up. Take the gaze up towards the left side, wherever you need it. Maybe you have to reposition your legs so that your feet are actually closer, right? It's what you need. So spiral open the heart, lengthen the crown of the head towards me. 1 more big inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, slowly looking down towards the floor. If it feels good, stay for a couple more breaths. Otherwise, let's follow. Take the knee, bend it. Hands to the earth. Step it back. Upper push-up with an extended right leg if you like. Inhale to the hold. Exhale, go chin drop to the floor or chaturanga, whatever you like. Rise up the leg. Point the toes, right toes, left toes, lift. And take it into downward facing dog. So pedaling it out, giving yourself that sense of freedom. Hips broadening, widening, armpits opening. Grounding down through the palms just a little bit further. Good, let's go through a flow. So take the gaze forward. You can either take that little step, or if you want to hop up to the top of the mat, feel free. Inhale to the half lift, so we lengthen. So this is where the heart needs to be really long. Bend the knees if you can't quite get there, or bring your hands to your shins, of course. Exhale, forward fold. Come to standing with me, rise. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, let's flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, lengthen. Exhale, palms to the floor. Your options, step it, jump it, chaturanga. You choose where you're going. Good, upward dog, cobra. Back into downward facing dog. All right, let's do this. Inhale, left leg rises to the sky. Beautiful, slowly, methodically, right? Consciously, but don't worry about getting it all the way up to your thumb. If it goes part way, you can always just take your hand and walk it up. Perfection is not needed here. You're gonna get to where you need to go. So drop down your right palm, start to circulate up through the heart, and take your left hand high. Good, holding here for 3. Holding here for 2. And then for 1, take the hand and bring it all the way down to the inside edge of the front foot. You need to kind of slide your back foot away. Sit your hips low, then slide your left shoulder in, fingertips to the left, right fingertips to the side, and then start to lower the head. Maybe, right? Maybe. So this might not be where you want to stay, but it might be. So go, to your capacity, or maybe you're feeling like, I just want to pull back. Give yourself permission, my friends, to do whatever you need. This is so not about me. And then take the arms out wide. Good, eventually your hands will make their way all the way back to the mat. I am sweating. All right, actually I have a heater you can't see in the video. I do not know why I did that to myself, but anyway. So the palms are flat to the floor, and the option, right, you've got it. So you need to round like an angry cat, push up against the floor and tuck in your left toes. Otherwise, you've got it coming around, point it, go chaturanga-like, or maybe you start to lean forward and your leg elevates for 3. Hold here for 2. Hold for 1, then take your right foot back. Elevate up your left leg. I know that's a tough one. Gaze it forward. If you can, take it slowly up to the top of the mat. Nice. Inhale, hold. Exhale, take your back foot down towards the floor. When you're ready, your arms windmill up, and the fingertips are facing towards me. Nice. So we sit down low. So notice you know, this is, I don't know what this is, but we see it in yoga a lot, you know, ass back, chest forward. So allow your bum to sort of settle to neutral, and then your back hip flows, right? So this is, we're not trying to square the hips. Please, let's get rid of that phrase. You're letting go of your back hip a little bit so your front knee has greater success with being over top of your second toe. As a therapist, I'm more concerned about knee health and hip health than I am about squaring your hips, okay? So sit down, let your arms open up. And again, right, like you can see in the video, if you kind of are here, see if you can turn your chest. So let your hips be facing one direction and your shoulders, that's where you get that real neutral feeling. Sit it down a little lower, one more big inhale. And then maybe you start straightening up the front leg to your capability. Maybe walk the back foot in if you need that. And then send your left hand to either knee or inner shin, and you'll roll open. So the idea is to take the top shoulder back, right? Reach the arm up. Good, hang out here for 3. Pulling the core in, feeling as if the crown is towards me, but your arms are spreading out. Your energy is actually just like firing up to all edges. One last big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your front knee, look down at your front foot. Both hands settle down towards the floor. You'll either just step it back or you've got one more leg extension. Take the leg up, back, and through. Come on forward. Exhale, chaturanga or floor. You'll rise, little cobra, cobra, upward dog. Drop the knees, settle back, child's pose. Okay. Start to roll up onto your seat. I am so grateful to have spent this last 20-some minutes with you. I'm literally roasting right now. I can feel myself dripping, and so I hope that you were able to find some detoxification. I'm just curling towards you so that we can be a little closer together for the next few moments. So you certainly want to do a cool down after that. I would definitely look at, you know, getting onto the floor and doing what you need to do. This was sort of an in-between asana sequence for you. But the truth is, so many times we get so frustrated with ourselves because we're not doing everything that we know we should be doing. So I'm asking that you just, you know, give yourself a bit of a break, and I'll do the same, okay? So we're not expecting perfectionism out of each other nor ourselves. I'm hard on myself, and I would bet that some of you are as well. I would prefer that we just kind of like lighten up a little bit, especially if we can do that to ourselves, and I can guarantee it's also gonna happen with other people. You guys are my loves. So grateful to have you as my tribe. Namaste.